Hello, everyone. All right, there we go. So we are live. I am today. We're just doing a little paint and chat session. It's very informal. I am here just to paint some Warriors of Chaos. That's it. So that's what we're gonna do today. Yeah, I started this project a little while ago. I kind of put it on pause because I was doing other armies, and then now that the new Marauder sets coming out, which look absolutely fantastic. Um, I want to get these done so my entire Chaos army is done. And then I can start painting the Marauders as soon as they become available. That's kind of the plan there. So let's just make sure everything is up and running. All right, perfect. Good evening, Sebastian, or good afternoon for us here. You said in chat that you have a new project that you're working on. What is that project that you're working on there? I'm very interested to know. And for those that are tuning in here, I am definitely not the greatest painter. However, I do my best. For the most part, I'm just painting these kind of box art. These are some of the ones that I kind of have done already, and that's what they are going to look like. I hope that they are up to everyone's standards and at least camera ready. Oop, come over here a little more so you can see. So they're camera ready and ready to go. I'm doing them in kind of a just more of an undivided theme right now. So I had the initial plan of wanting to do them all. Like I wanted to collect every box, um, and do each chaos faction or each chaos god, including a device. I think 5 chaos armies. I think that was a little bit too ambitious for me, but whatever. Sebastian, City State of Nuln. Oh, very cool. I have played against them once, and they can be a real pain in the butt to play against. I like the idea of the war machines being able to move up and get immediately. I think they can Vanguard, right? It's just very cool with like some Hellblaster volley guns and whatnot. So that's awesome, man. I hope the project is going well for you. Teapot Tom, Total War, thank you so much for tuning in, my guy. If you guys are fans of Total War, Warhammer Total War, go check out his channel. He does regular streams, blast to watch. It definitely, when I'm doing my paint grind, I'm watching that channel in the meantime. So go check him out, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and yeah, watch some Total War stuff. It's good stuff. Don't mind that's just opening a can. There we go. The main part of the army is 3 out, okay, with 1 wizard and this skin softens magnifier. Oh, right, yes. To get exactly. That's a great plan. I like it. Those the because they can take road wardens as well, could they not? I think that's the new thing for them is road wardens. All right, where did I leave off here? I think we gotta do the fur. Yeah. So for the fur on these guys, all I'm doing is obviously I prime the whole model black, and then I'm just doing Rakarth flesh over top, and then a Reichland flesh shade over that, and then I do a dry brush. I can't remember what I did on these guys, unfortunately, for the dry brush. I can figure it out though. It's not a big deal. Something close. They shouldn't all be the same anyway because that's just the nature of weathering and everything. Stuff weathers at different times or different colors, different rates. So let's get some Rakarth flesh going here. The downside is with everything with steel, I can't find my wet palette. So that's very unfortunate. So unfortunately, I'm going to be kind of doing a little bit of dilution. I could go upstairs and grab a container, but I don't know. I'm feeling kind of lazy and I have the setup all done here. So yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm just going over all the fur area with Rakarth flesh to start, and then we bring that down with an Eggrax air shade after. Like I said, we're here to just talk about Warhammer, talk about really whatever you guys want. Feel free to chat. I'll look up periodically when my head's not down to chat with you guys. Actually, I wonder if I should put this on my other screen. Probably be easier. There we go. Much easier to rechat. Ooh, let's get some new magnification there. Oh, wrong one. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. Perfect. Thanks. Someone's calling me. Oh well, they can wait. Later on, but also the double Hellblasters Vanguard, as you mentioned. Yeah, it's really nasty. I like it because it really, if your opponent decides to kind of like, oh, you know what, turn one, I'm gonna lay back a little bit, so just so I can't get shot by those Hellblasters if you get first turn. And with the Vanguard, you're like, it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna move them up and I'm gonna shoot you anyway. So that's really neat. And then the let's turn this a little bit this way. Yeah, so that. And don't think it's some special rule for like entrenching or something, or maybe I'm thinking the dwarfs get that. Yeah. Painting this first kind of paint, there's a lot of texture involved, so you have to like really make sure you get down and deep into the crevices to get everything coated. But the nice thing about all the texture is when you do your wash, it's gonna sit nice in all the recesses. But yeah, so we're doing this for the new Marauder box that's coming out. Basically, I'm not sure what the official plan with Games Workshop is with that. If they're meant to be like, because from what I understand is they're going to be bigger. They're going to be on, I think they're 30 mils. So I'm not sure if that's just going to be general, all Marauders are going up to that, or if this is going to be kind of an arcane journal with these special Marauders. Because it's coming out with the burning of the Westerland or raising of the Westland book, I believe. So I'm not sure what the plan is there, but I'm really hoping that they bring back the mammoth. I don't care how much it costs. That's going to be something that I'm going to want to throw into my Wars of Chaos army, even if it's only the Marauder only army, the Norska army. I'm still down with that. I think that was always a beautiful model I always wanted to collect. Yeah, like the amount. So here's the thing: is like they look gorgeous, and I think they're going to suffer from the same thing that like Cathay, because Cathay models are beautiful as well with all the detail. It's just that, is it too much detail for Warhammer the Old World? Because like you lose a lot of what you see because you're ranked up, right? So you lose a lot of the detail when you're looking at it. Individually, yes, you see every detail, but ranked up, you lose out on a lot. It's essentially you're painting your front rank to look absolutely gorgeous, and everyone behind them is kind of like they're 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 looked over. But either way, this is huge for the old world to think about. If you guys remember when Games Workshop first came out with the old world and basically said, "Here's your rule system. It's not going to get much updates. This is just going to be it." Look at how far we've come in the old world with that mentality. We have however many arcane journals, which I'm sure was always the plan with the arcane journals to release those. But we have new kits coming out. If you look at, it all started with Bretonia and Tomb Kings right out the gate. We got new kits for them, and it seems like we're getting new characters, obviously, with every single army that was released, and some new box sets were coming out as well, which is fantastic. Yeah, exactly, Sebastian. That's the thing is like your horde armies. It's like the amount of time you would have to invest if you want everything to look absolutely gorgeous would take forever. But yeah, the new Marauder kits, like, look at where we're at now. We're getting new kits for Wars Chaos. We got some new kits for different armies. We got a brand new army in Cathay. And then rumors is Kislev, right? So I'm really interested to see what this big announcement is going to be in November for the releases. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we get another army, or at least something? It's got to be big. I feel like it's going to be a big one. Is it too early to think Kislev is going to come out right now? I'm not sure. Because, like, we're still in first edition. I wouldn't expect there to be a second edition until probably, I mean, if you're going on the rotation, you're probably looking at 2027, I'm going to guess. But who knows? Maybe they're going to jump the gun with the 1.5 release. Maybe the 1.5 release was really their tester for second edition. I think it's too early for that still. I think there's still a lot of things that have to flesh out for a second, but that would be insane if we were to jump into second edition. Getting a new army would be also equally insane. Man, getting another Kislev, getting another human faction. Be nice if we had something else. But this just kind of rounds out for the most part. Like, other than that, what do we have left? We've got maybe Ind if they're gonna go that far, and you have Nippon, and what's the other one? What's the one in the desert? I can't remember the names. What's the desert folks' name? Yeah, I can't remember the names. But like I said, the growth in Old World has been. Oh, Arabi and Kuresh. That's right. Oh, forgot those ones. So there actually is quite a few more human races that they have to they can get to. But I feel like after Kislev, if that drops, maybe we take a break from the humans, show some love to some other creatures. That'd be kind of nice. I still would love them to bring back like an updated, refreshed vampire counts. That would make sense to bring out a list for. Even if it's not the same vampire counts that we know, like, go something different. Like, Vampire Coast would be really cool to like switch up the line for the undead. What else would there be? We can bring Dark Elves back, because Dark Elves in the lore as what they were. I don't believe it makes sense to bring Dark Elves back from what they were, like the Grand Kingdom of Negron, and whatnot, and bring those forces back. But definitely a pirate theme, like a strong Corsair list would be like really fun to play against. Like the marauding, kind of trying to take prisoners, loot and pillage and stuff. That'd be a lot of fun. You do some cool like pirate theme stuff between Norska with the Vikings, and then you can do the Corsairs and whatnot with them. And then you also have like the High Elves as like the good guys of the sea, right? Because they're all about the trading and coming over from Ulthuan, according to this setting anyway. Doesn't really involve much going on in like their home. It's more about their their trading posts, everything's spread around the old world, and kind of just building their influence in the old world, from what I understand anyway. So I have like, I have a question for you, because I've been thinking about omitting a rule on the channel. I really want your guys' opinion. So the whole, when you flee, right? So how do I do this? How can I? Okay, we can kind of do it like this. So let's say this unit right here. Can we see? All right, we can see. Perfect. So there's that unit right there, and this unit are fighting, and we're offset like this, right? So we're offset. So these guys lose combat, and then I would have to break, right? So lose combat, I break, or I fall back in good order. So technically what I do is I would pivot, and then I would end up, right, pivot center, which may be like that, and then I would flee. Now, according to the rules, when you do that, you pivot first and then you flee. So you have to go order of operations. So I pivot, I'm now on top of them, and I flee through them to go to where I'm going. which would then incur what's it called? Perils checks. I get what they're doing with the whole, like, it's supposed to be the enemy cutting you down as you're running away from them. Cool. I think it's a very janky kind of rule and is a pain in the butt, especially when it's from the one that you're fighting primarily. Do you guys think we should continue that? Or should we just house rule that we're not going to be running it like that? At least from the breaking perspective, like when you have to pivot and you run through stuff. Just because it can always cause it always has a little bit of a contention with some people, because they're always like, well, the exact angle and everything may not have gotten the same amount of people. Like, what you say the center is, what I say the center is. I don't know. Like, I get what they were going for. Do you guys play with that rule at all? No, Sebastian. So every time when you're falling back good order or fleeing, you always flee or fall back center to center. If you give ground, you're only giving ground. You give ground 2 inches, so you're just going to fall back exactly 2 inches. So, right, even if I was lined up like this, and I rolled, I rolled under my modified leadership, and I gave ground. Giving ground is you immediately move 2 inches back from the unit, and then you would follow up in the same formation. That's how that works. However, falling back in good order or fleeing, because technically it's the same thing, it's just with fall back in good order, you automatically rally at the end. You pivot center to center. You always go center to center, and then you flee back. I hope that was an okay explanation, but yeah. So give ground is that you don't actually flee, so you're not going center to center or anything. It's simply you just being pushed back. Whereas falling back in good order is technically a flee. You are just rallying at the end. So a lot of people also don't realize that a falling back in good order would also trigger a panic test for a unit breaking from combat, because you did in fact break, but you just auto rally at the end of it. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is when you fall back in good order, things that are around you that aren't in combat or aren't immune to psychology will have to take a panic test as well. I have seen that in some battle reports. And what else is everyone else working on? Any hobbying going on with you guys? For everyone that's in the group here, feel free to chime in. Don't be nervous. We're all friendly here. Yeah, so like I said, so all we're doing right now is we're doing the fur lining here. The black was very easy. All I did is obviously base it black, and then I used, I believe it was non-oil I used over it, just to kind of mute and really matte the black. Otherwise, it's a little bit too glossy when if you just leave it the black, which I think, let me see here. Yeah, so you can't really tell on the camera. So this guy is done. And the black there is more matte compared to the black here. It's hard to see on camera, unfortunately, but this black here is a little bit glossy. So I'm gonna have to hit all the black zones with the with non-oil to kind of mute it and matte it down a little bit. But yeah, I really want to get, I haven't played, like, I really want to get my Warriors of Chaos also on the tabletop. I do have 2,000 points of Warriors of Chaos. They're probably the easiest faction. So if anyone is here who is thinking about picking up a Warriors of Chaos, they are probably the most, to get something you can play with, they're probably the most economical choice, because the battalion box itself is like, I think you can make like 1,500 points out of the battalion box and then add a couple characters and you're at 2,000. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be good, but it's enough to get you on the tabletop to play 2,000 points if that's what all your buddies are playing. So something to think about if you are looking for the most economical choice to build a 2,000 point list. It's definitely going to be the Warriors of Chaos. The only downside to it, if you decide to play them, is that they are very expensive. So you're looking at a very small elite army, and I think what Chaos really needs, they need the chaff, and they don't have it in the box set. So I would recommend pick up some Marauders. You may want to wait, obviously, for those that are not in the know, is that there is all new Marauders that are coming out very shortly, I would guess. Probably the next couple weeks, I'm going to say it's probably going to be the pre-order. Yep. Yeah, so I mean, like, whatever. You guys, if that's what you guys all agree to play like in the rules, do that, Sebastian. It's just as per the rules written is that you always pivot on your center when you are fleeing. And then if you do have multiple charges into you, then you will pivot. You'll pivot away from the largest unit strength unit. So let's say you have one in the front, one in the side. The one on the side of you, the one on the side of you has the higher unit strength. You'll pivot towards them and then run in that direction, away from the highest unit strength. Just getting the little lips here on the side. Sound okay? Camera okay for everyone? Looks okay. I'm not sure if they changed the formula for the Rakarth flesh. My goodness, this is way better than other pots that I used to get of this color. You know, for some reason, I bought 3 pots in a row that were all kind of like chunky, and this one is actually really nice to paint on now. I dig it. All right, so that guy there. Am I missing a Chaos Warrior? Should have 16. I am missing one. Interesting. We'll find it later. So yeah, we're just gonna keep doing this for the ones that need it. So I definitely prefer doing kind of like an assembly line style of painting. It's just more efficient because I have the kiddos and everything. So I like being able to like put it down and pick up exactly where I left off in the same models. It's just easier for my brain to remember what I was doing. But that does become honestly very monotonous and tedious when you are doing it kind of the way that this is. Tiny, how's it going? Welcome. Dale, hello. Hello, welcome. The mini wargaming bases? No, these are all this is just these are the GW ones that I just painted up and did myself. There's my champion. I just gotta do his face still. Oh, you mean those? Oh, you're right. Sorry. The 3D printed ones. Yes, you are right, Dale. I apologize. I thought you were talking about some special ones they had. You are correct. I am using all of the ones you can get from Mini Wargaming. I bought the STLs and print them myself. So if you guys need any sort of bases or anything like that, go head over there if you want the STLs. They are fantastic. They even come pre-textured. So if you don't plan on using any sort of texturing base, you can go ahead over there and do a little bit of a dry brush, and you have a textured base ready to go for your armies. They have been crucial in in um, in what I've been using them for, because I bought a lot of AOS style models that don't come with the square bases. So, and I want to keep them all the same look and same dimensions. So I just ended up putting all my Warriors of Chaos. I think I bought the box set that comes with, like, the Dragon Ogres and everything like that. Oh, thanks, Tiny. Glad you can pop in for a few minutes here. Yeah, we're just doing an impromptu. The kids are at school. I'm home from work today, so I figured why not do a little live stream and I can talk to you guys while I do some painting. Um, Mind you, it does distract me quite a bit because I love talking to you guys, but it's worth it. Okay, so he's good there. Where's the one I was just painting? Am I? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, so for the bases, guys, if you need bases that you need, and you have a 3D printer at home, or you just need, they can print them for you too. Head over to the Mini Wargaming Forge, and yeah. And also, I'll give a buddy of mine a little bit of a plug here. If you use coupon code Mountain10 over there for Mountain Miniatures for Steve, I believe you'll get a discount on them as well as helps out his channel there too. So, like I said, if you need anything for your hobby-based stuff, go check out there. Use coupon code Mountain10. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to promote that, but I just did. Oh, thanks, Teapot. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, guys. If you're someone here who's just hanging out that doesn't know what Black Central Studios is, we do classic handheld style battle reports. I do 2 of those for the general public a month, and then I do 1 for members only. So if you want to get 3 battle reports a month from us, you just think about supporting us by getting a membership. You get a lot of other perks like you get all battle reports early. You get an additional battle report. You get shoutouts. You get access to our Discord, and you get additional entries in any draws that we have. And for all of our members, for Christmas time, so beginning of December, I am going to be doing a draw for our members only. All you have to do is have a membership. You will go into the draw if you have a membership, and then that depends on which level membership you have. So if you have the basic membership, you get an entry, and then if you are a forger, you get, sorry, if you're a bearer, it's 1. A sigil bearer is 1 membership, 1 entry. If you are a forger, you get 2 entries, and if you are an inscriber, you will get 3 entries into that draw. We'll draw. You'll be able to pick a battalion box of your choice. The only one that the only 2 that I'm not going to include in this is going to be the Bretonian and the Tomb Kings one, just because they are more expensive, so I'm trying to keep everything kind of the same price that people will choose. So you can choose any battalion that is in stock in your country, because what I'll do is, let's say you're from the UK, then I'll just ship it directly from Games Workshop right to your house from the UK, and that's how that'll work. So yeah, think about becoming a member. Helps out the channel, helps us grow. And we also do live. We did our first official live stream battle report the other day. That went really well. Had a blast doing that with everyone. And I just wanted to let everyone know that's not going to replace any videos that we do. It's only going to be added into our normal rotation. So you're not losing out on any handheld battle reports or anything like that. It's just going to be in addition to the guys that come on the channel. You know, you've probably, if you've watched it, you've seen Gavin, you've seen Kyle, you've seen Patty and Mike. We all work shift work, so our schedules don't always align. Sometimes we do games during the week when we both have days off during the week. And so if the stars do align that we are all off on Sunday, or we're off on Sunday, then we'll be doing a live stream battle report. The one other thing to note is we have something very fun being planned for I think in our next live stream, if all the stars align, all the planets align, sorry, and we're all off on the same day, I think we're gonna do maybe some triumph and treachery. What do you think about that? It's always fun, chaotic. Oh, Tiny, awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And for those that didn't catch a live stream, I do have the files. I am going to be editing that to put up. I'm hoping this week for you guys. It's just I have to go back to work soon. So they're going to be put up, cut down and everything. But if you want to see the raw footage, then it's available under the membership. You can go there, watch the full unedited version with all the shenanigans and everything that went on during the game. So it's kind of the theme I'm going on here. So after these Warriors of Chaos, I do have Warriors of Chaos with great weapons that I have to do after this, and then my knights. So I'm hoping that in the next coming weeks I'll have my Warriors of Chaos fully done, and then I am ready to throw them onto the next battle reports that I do. Because it'd be nice to have another evil faction. I feel like the good factions are very overrepresented in our rotations. So it'd be nice to get some more bad guys in there. Oh yeah, Grimaldi? Which one was it? Was it the was it the High Elf one? The High Elf versus who was it? Orcs and Goblins? And for those that are members right now, it just finished rendering and it's uploading right now to YouTube. So hopefully by the time YouTube does all of its checks and stuff, hopefully on later tonight. But there is a High Elf versus Cult of Sigmar, essentially. So very much warrior priest themed with some flagellants that is literally being uploaded right now as we speak. So if you're a member, you will be able to watch that. If you're not a member, think about becoming one because you will get access to that members only battle report that's going up right now. Just something to think about. High-Elf, so like the change to the High-Elves before I felt were kind of too expensive for everything. They were a very expensive army. Now with the change for 1.5, some of their stuff becoming very good. Like I am in love with their Swordmasters. I think they are a fantastic unit. They hit hard. They don't strike out, or they strike out initiative order, which is for an elf is fantastic. I think they have like initiative 5 or 6 or something like that in the first round of combat because of elven reflexes. They are absolute beasts. And then my buddy, he always gives them the banner of, I think it's called Banner of Resilience. Gives them +1 toughness. So now you have strength 5, toughness 4, cleaving blow, strength -2 AP elves striking at their crazy initiative. They are definitely a rough thing to get charged into or charge into. And it's good. Like this channel is really pushing all of my friends that we have our little gaming group. Everyone is painting their armies. Everyone is doing such a great job because they all want to be on the channel, and it's fantastic. They're all very supportive. Yeah, exactly, Grimaldi. So like he loves taking high magic. So when you see Seal of Safari and the Fury of Cain. My goodness, can those pump out, especially when you're on the charge with them to give them 2 attacks on the charge. That's nasty stuff. And also good news, we are so with everything going at the studio, we took a little break from our campaign, but Patty's coming back. We're recording our second episode next month. Yes, Tiny, exactly. Shout out to everyone that's been helping out with Black Scepter Studios. Kyle, Mike, Gavin, Adam, Patty, uh, Jess, my wife. Everyone has been so supportive and so helpful and getting this thing going. They like the day before the stream, my wife was helping me paint, even though she had to work the next day. She was helping me paint the studio, helping me paint terrain to get it up. She was up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. The dedication that woman has and support for this has been amazing. So lucky. Yep. What's the Ring of Cain do again? All right, Tiny. Thanks a lot for stopping by. You have a good rest of your shift, bud. Yeah. So the Dale, the what is it? The person who made my logo, it's done. I'm just waiting for him to message me so we can link up and get it. And then yes, that's going to be going up next. I'm very excited to have that up on the wall. It's gonna. I'm hopefully everything. I haven't seen it yet. I gave him the image, so I'm hoping that everything is great. I'm sure it will be, and it's gonna look fantastic. I feel really add to like the quote unquote professionalism of the channel. Even though for the record, I am not a professional of Warhammer or video editing or anything like that. This is purely a fun little hobby. Okay, Ring of Fury. Yeah, okay. The unfortunate part with High Elves, though, I wish that their Phoenixes were a little bit better. Like they're okay. They're just kind of they suffer from every other monster right now, where you can't really put them in and do anything by themselves unless it's like picking off like little chaff units or hitting up like artillery crews. I wish they were. I think they needed a little bit of a buff. Now that the time has passed, what's everyone's thoughts on like the new infantry rules? Because I'm hoping that everyone has had at least a couple games in with them since the rules came out. I overall like them. My biggest fear is things like this: monsters and cavalry just kind of being pushed to the wayside in exchange for mass infantry, which is again I love infantry, but that's kind of what happened in the 8th edition where I always found that the infantry kind of dominated because you had so many special rules for the infantry that just made sense to take them. I don't think we're there yet with Old World. I think there still is a great balance for everything. I still have a use for Cav. I think that adding a first charge and stuff like that, it was really good to kind of be able to punch through and make you use your cavalry in tandem with infantry. Like if you came across a big block, you want to make sure that you throw your cav into the unit too, because then you just negate all their rank bonuses, which is great. Now, does all heavy cav? I'm just trying to think. Does all heavy cav have what's it called? First charge? Is that just a natural thing for all heavy cav? Jay Shin, how's it going? Ooh, I'm not from the UK. So I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with playing people of different ages. I get you probably want a more mature atmosphere. Um, I mean, the main thing that I would say is there's probably going to be gaming groups on, Facebook or Discord or something like that that you can probably look into. The other thing, if you don't mind kind of a digital version, I know it's not the same as playing the real thing, but there's things like Warhol or Tabletop Simulator where you can play the old world virtually. So like honestly, they're the scene for old world in general, at least around my area, is it's not the most popular. So we don't have a big gaming scene around here either. It's still more 40K. I feel like there's some AOS people. Um, those are kind of the primary ones around here. But you just got to kind of put your feelers out. I created a couple Facebook groups for my area, and people have been growing and growing and growing, and we have more and more people that are like, hey, like I'm looking for a game. Let's meet up, and they do. So maybe you should be the one that starts the group. Start be the one that's trying to find and put the feelers out there, see who's playing. Sometimes it just takes one person because a lot of people don't know where to look. So you can be the one that kind of starts it and see if you can get anyone that's kind of the same boat as you, which wants to play with a more mature crowd but doesn't know where to start. Because even with my gaming group, I was the only one that was playing Warhammer here for the most part. Eventually, my Patty came back to the area, so I got him, and then we got more people. Um, we got more people involved through our work and everything like that, seeing what we're doing. So our game group is growing as well, just by word of mouth and just talking about the game. The channel helps when people know that I have the channel around. They're kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. I know, I do get that, Jason. When I just did an event, not really an event, just more of a get together at our local store here to try to just get more people in, and I was playing against a younger guy. Um, he's had some games in. Obviously, I was the more experienced one, but I was there. I was helping him and everything. It was great. It is kind of hard to connect over certain things, but just because of the age difference and those dang nabbit kids and what they're into. But in the end, you always have the love of Warhammer, which that's something that's a common thing between the two of you. So you can always just that's the fallback. Just talk about Warhammer. I'm sure I always find that the young crowd is very much more into the lore and much more knowledgeable on the lore, and I've always loved hearing them um, talking about the stories and everything that they read. It's really interesting. Don't get me wrong, I love the lore. I'm just trying to find time to read it is an issue. So I live vicariously through the younger generation and their knowledge of the lore. There you go. That works. Yeah, the I am happy that there is a slight tone down to dragons because they were too oppressive. Where like dragons were always meant to be like a rarity in the old world, right? They're not meant to be something that's on every single battle around. So now that people aren't taking as much, I'm like, okay, this feels more like a legitimate setting instead of, all right, what are we playing? Oh, another dragon again. This whole world must be just infested with them that everyone seems to have a dragon. And yeah, you may only get literally one person that's going to come out. But you know what? That one person figures out, hey, wow, there's actually someone I can play with. They start growing their army. Next thing you know, their friends are getting into it, and that spurs off into more people playing, and then they come down to come play with you. So you have to start somewhere, even though it can be a while before it really takes off. But someone has to be that catalyst that starts getting everyone involved. Because you know what? I guarantee you, there's tons of people. There's probably more people than you think that play Warhammer in your village. But they just don't know where to start, how to interact, where to find people to play with. So give them a reason. Be the one that starts out, reaches out. You never know what's going to happen. All right, he's are done too. So him and him are done for the fur. That's fair. But you're right. Dragons aren't nearly as like they're still very powerful. Don't get me wrong, but they can be dealt with now, which I like. And I mean, everything should be able to be dealt with. There should be nothing that you take on a table that's like, well, this guy's just instantly going to win everything. Everything should be killable. Everything should be scaled properly. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, as we're seeing with certain unit comps in the competitive world. Perfect, Sebastian. That's the best way to do it. Escalation leagues are the best. I love being part of them because I always like, okay, well, I'm going to pick up a new army, right? I'm going to start a brand new army for this escalation league, and I'll slow build it, and it gives me a reason to paint models, right? Because it's like, okay, well, I'm going to collect this army. Okay, we're doing 1,000 points this week. Okay, paint up my 1,000 points. Then next week is 1,250. Okay, I'm going to add another unit. Let's get that painted up for the next time. The main thing with escalation leagues, I find though, is you don't want to run them too quick. Like you don't want to have like every week is a new escalation league, because for those that are trying to build up the armies and stuff, 1 week is not enough time for them to get a brand new box set, paint it up, and do whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like there's nobody running old world tournaments here in where I am here in like Niagara of Ontario, Niagara region. So I have decided that I will take it upon myself and I will run tournaments down here. That's just what it is. Because like I said, sometimes you need to be the catalyst that triggers the others to start playing and getting really into it. Magician, 100%, 100%. So that's why like it's frustrating. So for a channel, I can't put anything on that's not painted because otherwise I will get roasted by people. And understandable. You come here to watch fully painted armies play Warhammer. I get it. Um, so the hard part is that I do get kind of bored of painting the same things over and over again. I don't have that drive like other people do. Um, so I'll like paint five of this, and then I'll go to like a different army and paint a different five there. So I have a bunch of stuff painted, but not enough to culminate into like an army. So I have to get better with that. But yes, the burnout is real. I'm also not the greatest painter, as I said before. So the the speed and everything for me isn't there because I find like I paint something and then I accidentally paint or I get a little bit of paint on something else, a part that doesn't have that color or doesn't need that color, and I have to go over that. And then because I did that, oh now I painted over something else. So to me, I'm slow. Semaru, what's up, my guy? How are we doing today? I can only imagine the amount of Chaos Warriors that you have painted tomorrow. Yeah, 21 War. I mean, the Warriors of Chaos. I do like painting them, at least in the color scheme of the black, because it is a lot quicker. That I don't have to really do too much of the detail. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of edge highlighting that when the time comes that I have to do, just to really separate the plates of armor. But overall, I'm enjoying them so far. Yeah, so like the way that I get through it is I just do batch painting. I'll do like a batch painting slash like assembly line painting. So like I'll take 10 infantry and I'll assembly line paint them. So do all of one color, move on to a different color. I'll get that done. And then I'll move on to a different unit and do that. So that's not the same thing over and over again. So I split it up. But I'm also, as crappy as it is, um, I may have to start moving to like looking at doing more like getting someone to help me paint my stuff just because I want to get so many armies on the table and have them ready to go. But I just don't have the time between work and everything. So I may have to eventually move into the dreaded uh, getting someone else to paint my stuff. Commission someone to do it. I've done it on a couple pieces so far. I've had Dale paint some model of mine. I've had Adam from Greenleaf Terrain paint model of mine, and they both do absolutely gorgeous work. But yeah, overall painting to me is kind of my zen too. Um, my main job is can be a little bit stressful from time to time, and this is kind of just a zen thing for me. Get to kind of sit with you guys, talk, paint, hang out. Because once the kiddos get home, ooh, it's anarchy. And I'll be doing a lot more painting in the winter. There's not much to do in Canada in the winter per se. Once the snow hits, other than go tobogganing. So 16, nice. Yeah, I really want to see your progress on your Nuln state troops there. That'd be really cool to see. And yeah, Sebastian, I'm the same way. I'm kind of like I'm a big time procrastinator. It's I've always been like that my whole life. Where it's like, I got lots of time. And then the time comes, it's like, oh my God, I'm up until 3 a.m. painting this thing. I've got a tournament or event tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I gotta get this all done. I'm a big time procrastinator. You're right. There is nothing wrong asking for help, but it's one of those things where it's like I like the idea of the army is like I painted it. In reality, though, it's for me the time and stuff. I don't have all that time to do, unfortunately. And there's the cost factor in consignment work. Like it can get very expensive having whole armies painted and whatnot, and the channel's just not there yet. As much as I would love it to be, we're just not there yet to be able to just pay people to paint thousands of dollars of models for me yet. One day, maybe one day. You guys have all been amazing in your support for the channel, especially our members. You guys are absolutely killing it. Letting our, I honestly like I contribute all my everything that I've purchased for this channel, the upgrades that we've done, has been because of majority is because of the members. And that's how it's always going to be. Like the channel is a hobby. That's what it is. And you guys allow me to further my hobby through your support. And I want, and every single dollar that I've made from YouTube has been put right back in the channel. And I hope you guys realize that when it comes to upgrading mic systems, to getting like upgrading cameras. That's what I'm doing. So 2026 is going to be the year of me upgrading cameras. So I want better quality cameras in the studio. So right now, all I'm using is cell phones. I have old cell phones, everything that I'm using to record. But I want more of a permanent system of cameras. So that's where I think we're heading in 2026. Is now that the studio is built, get a couple more things for the studio to really finalize it, and that's going to be stuff like art on the walls, so there's something to look at, and as well as a little bit more soundproofing. And the studio's done. I think I'm going to put a carpet in it, so because I have bad feet, unfortunately, so that'll help with standing around all day. And then after that, it's going to be camera, so we get some better quality stuff. I mean, the cameras are okay, but you definitely see the limits of the cameras. My iPhone is fantastic. I love the iPhone 16 that I purchased for the camera. It does great. But the other two cameras that I have, it's like an iPhone 11 and then a Samsung S21 maybe. And you could definitely see like it's not the same quality as my iPhone. So the iPhone itself is what? They're like $1,200 Canadian, 12, maybe even closer to 1,400 Canadian. I might as well start investing in getting cameras, and that's just going to come with time, with again donations, memberships, all that stuff, so that we can increase the quality of videos for you guys. And Dale, you painting some Savage Orcs for Steve? That's cool. Yeah, the black orcs that my buddy picked up some like Etsy black orc chariots. They look pretty good, but I think I would like to do some actual conversions with the GW stuff, so it looks a little bit like it fits. Don't get me wrong, the models look great that he has. They're just a little bit bigger, like, and different looking orcs than the Games Workshop ones. And I like my stuff being all kind of the same theme. That's why I don't really use a lot of third-party models. Actually, I don't use any third-party models right now. I just love the motif and the look of the Games Workshop stuff. Samara, thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Like you believe it's worth supporting. That's what I strive for and try, man. I try to keep pumping out content that you guys like. I do take all your criticisms, and I try to improve on stuff. Obviously, there's only a certain amount of stuff that I can do, but I do try to constantly make things better for you guys. The issue that I have is that I do not have the creative bug at all. I have never been an artsy person, so I think one thing I need to look into is I would love to take some courses on like camera work and editing and all that stuff, just to really elevate the content being put out. Because I think at this point, like I've got the technique down for doing editing. It's just I gotta be a little more efficient. %. Yep, the horns are going to be done too. I guess I might as well do that now because they are still the Rakarth flesh as well. And then those will just be washed with Egrax Earthshade and then dry brushed or well highlighted over top. Yep, I could probably do the horns at the same time. Thanks, Dale. I definitely love the look of a Chaos Warrior army. They're just so badass looking. I'm always trying to figure out how to make Chaos Warriors work though. They are very expensive and they are pretty easy to kill, really. They only have a 3-up save against shooting, and mass shooting kills pretty much anything. But I think that's pretty much solved by running chaff in front of them, whether it be skirmishing marauders or hounds. Warriors of Chaos was actually officially my very first army that I've ever played. I started collecting them in 6th edition, and they had the really janky bodies where we were all like kind of like hunched over, and then the massive pauldrons that were all spiky. Yeah, the good old days of 6th edition. And then I think that these models are actually old if I remember correctly. I think they came out, or at least something similar came out in, was it the Storm of Chaos campaign, where they kind of started getting this look. A Storm of Chaos campaign, I believe, was like 6th edition, because that's when they came out with the Teutogen Guard as well for Mindenheim. Yeah. Oh, I agree. Yeah. Can they? I guess they can challenge. Yeah. Are they special or something? Yes. You know what, Dale? That is exactly right. So yeah, because they used to come with like I think they had like tentacle arms and like weird like mutant arms too, right? If I remember those old kits, right. Yeah, that's right. They had like I remember it wasn't like the one guy had like a head and then like another head coming out the side of it or something. And that was also back in the day when your Warriors of Chaos you can run like demons and everything with them no problem, because it was whatever was your general, I think, made your stuff core or something like that. Then everything else like special or rare. So if I had Chaos Warriors, all the mortals were essentially core, and then like Beastmen were special, demons were special, and then rare depending on what it was. Yeah, that was a good time for Chaos. I like that. That was a lot of fun. The more you can blend Chaos together and make them work together, I find that's a really great time. Just to kind of see them all interact and work together in different ways. So it was nice because like back in the day, like your Chaos Warriors were super expensive and stuff. So like you are obviously for your chaff, you would run Marauders or you would take things like Gores. You know what I mean? That were a little bit faster and tougher than Marauders. It was just fun. It was fun to mix the different Chaos stuff together. I mean, you still technically can now with the whole what's it called, allies stuff. You can do that, but it's just a lot easier before because now I have to like take a character if I want to bring them. So I'm honestly wondering if I should just start a vampire counts army. I've been kind of trying to stay away from legacy armies just because I have a sneaking suspicion that some of them are going to be maybe coming back in the near future. Now, if that's going to entail new kits, I don't know, but I don't want to buy. I'm a person who like if I have the old kits and they come out new kits, I'll just get rid of the old kit for the new kit, even though the new kit or the old kit works the exact same way. And for some reason, I always feel like I need to have like the new. Again, for anyone that's new that's joined us, we are Black Sigil Studios. We do old world Warhammer the Old World battle reports in both handheld style and just started doing live streams. So check out our channel. We have a bunch of battle reports up there for you to see. And if you would like to support Black Sigil Studios further, think about becoming a member, where you get access to members only ballot reports. That's additional ballot reports every month. And then you will also get access to our Discord. You'll get all of the ballot reports released early compared to the general public. And a bunch of extra perks like shout outs, priority message, priority comment replies. You will get automatic draws to member only draws, which we are actually doing our first members only draw in beginning of December, where you will have the chance to win a battalion box, and that is going to be only for our members as a thank you for your continued support. Yeah, I felt Tomb Kings at the beginning of the edition were extremely good. They had what's it called? Their king, like the Tomb King on the dragon that you got in the box was amazing. Sebastian, member for 3 months as a sigil bearer. Being a member at Black Sigil is great. Thank you so much, Sebastian, for that. So happy that you've been a member 3 months, and thank you so much for your support. You people like you is how we got to where we are now, and with our battle report. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for being a member. Appreciate every single one of you. That's the thing. I know that you know, giving money to somebody on YouTube may not be your thing. You may not be in a position to do, which especially in times like it is now, I completely understand. That's why our battle reports will never, ever, like our handheld battle reports will never go away for our general public because we want to be able to give content that everyone can enjoy. and not behind a paywall for you guys if you guys want to watch handheld battle reports. So that's why we do that, and we're going to continue doing that for the life of the channel. Because I just love the idea of you guys enjoying the content. And obviously, we do a little bit extra for our members as far as it goes for game additional content, let them to watch everything early. And also, all the videos that members watch are not monetized by me, so they don't get any ads. I'm not sure. Does YouTube automatically put ads into the channel regardless? Like, if you, for our members here, when you watch our members only battle report, do any ads come up at all? Because I've always wondered that it's just like YouTube just puts less ads in if it's not monetized, or if there's just no ads in general. We're getting there, folks. This unit will be done lickety split. You're one of those people, Samaru. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you very much, Samaru, for being a member, even though you have ad blocker. I still like you. I regret nothing. I don't blame you. Hey, I have a question for you guys. If anyone is a YouTube, what do they call that? The membership you get through YouTube, the is it Premiere? Whatever it is. The whole hype thing, how does that work? I have been trying to research it, how to click on premium, that's the one. How does that work with hyping? I'm confused on it because I see in my channels that people are hyping the videos, and then I have premium, but I can't see anywhere to hype other videos. So there's a couple people that I'd like to hype too, but it doesn't give me the option, so I don't know how to do it. So I thought I read that you get like X amount of hypes with your premium account. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably should make sure I'm doing this on camera. Just take it easy. And some new brushes. I think these ones are reaching the end of their life. I've had this one for, I want to say, probably about a year and a bit now. I don't take care of them like I should. I know that. No, being a steady 13, 14 people watch this channel right now at a time. I'm pretty happy with that for a little sit and chat channel. Again, guys, feel free to post whatever you want. Those that are here that are quiet, anything you want to talk about, post up. I'm sure between myself and the rest of the people that are watching, you'll get an answer that you're looking for. I like to think I'm a very friendly person to talk to. So I'm really hoping that Kislev, I'm hoping that it, I mean, I don't want to say if they release it, because come on, we all know they're going to release Kislev. Um, I'm hoping they don't do the whole Cathay thing where they release like half an army. I'm really hoping that they just do a full armor release and just give us everything right out of the gate. A red handle, that's going back a long time. They've been black for a while now. That's a little bit too much of a glob. I'll fix that after. Yeah, I have a feeling you're right, Jason. And they're gonna do the whole thing where it's like, oh, well, use your Empire list to supplement for XYZ. So how many more? I gotta do one more cloak after this. So I gotta do this guy's head here. I think I'm just gonna do it the classic. I'm gonna do Bugman's glow on his head, and then wash it with Reichland flesh, and then I'll just do some highlighting with some Cadian flesh tone, and I'm not sure what else, something else for maybe a top highlight. And then I gotta blend in the horn with the Bugman's glow. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that. But I'm gonna blend that in there, and it's gonna be pretty much the same thing for the caster as well. Is to just Bugman's glow, then blend that in with it too. But yeah, the characters are coming. I definitely need some mounted characters for this army. They are much too slow. I need a maybe demonic steed or the manticore is kind of too meh for me. So I don't know if it'll be the manticore, but I'd love to get a chaos dragon just to have it because I think the chaos dragon looks absolutely great. And that's kind of like the warriors, how they're gonna, for the most part. So I gotta do some edge highlighting on the warriors here. But I think I mentioned this before. I have quickly noticed what shows up on camera and what does not show up on camera. So I know that I can speed things up because the camera just doesn't pick up certain detail. That being said, until I get probably real cameras, and then they'll probably hopefully pick up a lot more. But no, these guys, I'm pretty happy with how they came out so far. Very chaos-esque. So that's kind of the motif I'm going with for all my Warriors of Chaos is that look, just so everything is uniform, and then I can just choose marks, and I don't like feel like I'm dedicated to one mark because they're painted green or blue or anything like that. So Jason, these are planned for an army. It's more or less with the new Marauders coming out. I'm not sure if we're here. I just want to get everything painted up so I can immediately add the new Marauders to the list. So Warriors of Chaos is sorry, let me explain. For all of the armies in Warhammer, I have them all. It's just they're not painted, so I'm trying to get through some backlogs so I can get more armies on the table for you guys, more variations. We're doing good so far. So we have dwarves are painted, ogres are painted, Tomb Kings, Tomb Kings, Empire, High Elves, Orcs and Goblins, Demons. I mean, they still need some basing work, but the models themselves are painted. So the basing work will come. What else do I have? We've got Lizardmen on the go. My wife is doing Wood Elves now. I'm working on the Warriors of Chaos. My Bretonians are almost done. Yeah, so we're just trying to grind through a lot of our backlog to get it going so that we can have more variation, more cool matchups. Because I like the idea of doing narrative matchups more than just like I don't want to say like armies that don't make sense they battle, because the narrative matchups to me is what really interests me. It really creates a cool storyline. I do think eventually I'm going to be buying a Chaos Dwarf army, which I'm probably going to go with the older looking Chaos Dwarfs instead of not like the big top hats, like not like the 5th edition ones, but the Forge World ones. I want to pick up a set of those because they are really really nice. Oh, that was a really fun storyline there, Samara. I like that one too. Um, this is why I want to get into more like I want to start doing intro movies, like little like intro commercials, if you will, for my streams and my videos. So that's why I would love to do like a course on video editing and everything like that to really just so I can make everything better. I mean, YouTube, honestly, I can just probably find everything I need on YouTube because YouTube is probably the best resource out there for a lot of stuff. Um, but I find that a lot of doing that stuff on YouTube is more like I would just be copying what they're doing and not fully understanding why I'm doing something. So I want to get into the theoretical approach and really understand why I'm doing certain techniques instead of just copying everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing, Samar. Like I was like, trying to think. I can only imagine what it would cost. I didn't price it out yet, but to build a Chaos Dwarf list with the models that are out now for AOS, yeah, I'm curious how many hundreds of dollars it's going to cost to build a actual like usable 2,000 point army. I mean, some of the models that look really cool, some I don't think fit the greatest, but um, so I think with the new box coming out, it's going to be a little bit too early to tell because I'm not sure what the plan is with the new Arcane Journal that's coming out for them because they're upgrading they're going to be on 30 mil bases now instead of 25. At least that's what I understand. So I'm not sure if they're going to have if it's like they are 100% replacing the old Marauders. Actually, I think they are. I think I read that. I mean, you don't need the new Marauder units at all. Like, it's not something you have to go do. The ones you have are still perfectly acceptable. You can use them for different things. Like, you can have like your basic Marauders using the old ones, and you have like your Huskarls and stuff using the new models that could to be a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. That's something you can do, is just like have them represent different types of Marauder units within your army. Or even like, you can have like the undivided ones be the original Marauders, and then you can have your ones with marks be representing something else. They're a little bit bigger, so maybe they're going to represent corn. Or you can make them looking a little bit more sexy, and they can be Slanesh followers. Just different stuff like that. But if you want to know what I would do, I'd probably just end up replacing everything with the new Marauder kits, but that's just me. I wonder if they're going to be going to 30 mils, if they're going to be given a different stat line even for like your base Marauders. That's what they're going to be doing. Or they may just do it where it's like the Marauders can be on 25 mil or 30 mil. It's kind of like the you choose type of base. That'll really suck to have to rebase all of your Marauders if you have a very Marauder themed army. But I mean, it'll make them stacking together a little bit easier. Although I don't think Marauders really ever had a problem with lining up in their regiments. I remember them being pretty tight and close together for the most part. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, Samara. Like, they look fantastic, absolutely gorgeous. It's just gonna be weird seeing them being like as big as um Warriors of Chaos, though, because Chaos Warriors were still supposed to be like, they're like basically superhumans infused with the Dark Gods energies, and then you have the Marauders now, who may be the exact same size. So I wonder if this is going to be like a transition period where it's going to be like, okay, here's new Marauders, a couple months down the road, here's a new box of Chaos Warriors. But to be honest, I don't think we're going to see new Warriors of Chaos like models until the story progresses and we start like getting into the first invasion of Chaos with Asfar Cool coming down, because that's really when I think that's when like the demons first really come into play, is around that time, because really demons in the world now aren't really known or a thing until the first war, or first invasion, sorry. That's another thing too. I would love to see demons come back officially. That'd be kind of cool. I've always liked demons, at least the look of them and everything. They're very thematic in the old world, or sorry, in Warhammer Fantasy. I shouldn't say the old world. They're very thematic in fantasy. Oh, 100%. If they ever come out with that supplement where they're going to be doing Asphar Cool in the first invasion of Chaos, like I am going 100% full into Warriors of Chaos and creating, like, I'll do whatever. They become new kits, I will buy them all, because that is something that I am 100% interested in, is doing up a Chaos invasion force. I mean, it's eventually going to lead that way, right? It's just the nature of the progression of the storyline. Like we're quite some time before that, but I mean, like every new edition tends to like kind of maybe progress the story a little bit further. So it'd be cool to have like a full campaign, like Games Workshop used to do the campaigns with fantasy, where it's like you would report in your you have a game report who won, that would affect the map and everything. That was kind of cool to like community engagement and everything. And I felt like your games were making a difference in the outcome of the scenario, even though we all know the scenario, like the outcome of the storyline, was all preordained and thought of before. But it made you feel like you were impacting the story. So our next live stream battle report will probably end up being, we're aiming for sometime in the second half of November, just because for the next 2 Sundays I do have to work, unfortunately. So yeah, we're aiming for the next in the second half of November for our next battle report. I'm not sure what the armies will be. I think I would love to do a classic like Orc and Goblin versus Empire. Nice classic throwdown. Hey, all games matter, okay? Just maybe less to certain people that are pushing a storyline. That's all. But yeah, I've been playing since like the beginning of fifth or end of fifth edition. Essentially, I came in the tail end there, and man, the I still have not found a game that really tickles my fancy quite like fantasy does. I'm not sure it's because I just love the lore and I love the models and everything, and just because it's maybe a very popular game. Sebastian, thanks so much for hanging out with us. You have a great one, and we will talk to you later. I would love to get these Wars of Chaos done in a quick time so I can do a nice, again, a classic like um, Empire versus Wars of Chaos. I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't know, do you guys if I do more of these, you guys good with that? These little sit and chat type things. Again, it's just meant to pass the time, and while I paint, it's always nice to have some company while you paint because it can get very tedious. I find it's always fun to have other people to chat with, even though I'm not really the most productive person when I'm chatting. It does just help the time go by. Recording another handheld bat rep tomorrow as well for the general public that will be available this weekend coming. So keep your eyes out for that one. I think we are actually doing a classic Demons versus Empire. Yes, Mar, definitely Wolves of the Sea. Heralds of Darkness, I don't find is like really much different than running a normal Chaos list. I mean, it is their Cav list, if you will. Um, so I definitely Wolves of the Sea interests me. I do love the whole like Viking motif, and I have some interesting scenario ideas that I want to do with like a Viking landing party, or sorry, a Norska landing party. Excuse me. Because I already do have a mat that is a beach mat, so it's got the water, and then it goes off into like goes sand and off into like the green grass and everything. So it'd be cool to do kind of a, deployment zone in the water with some Viking longships in the water as you push up through the sea and do a raiding party and kind of do like a little mini campaign where it's like they start off, they're pushing from their boats into the sea. Then from the sea, they're going into raiding a village, and then eventually, they get intercepted. So you do like an increase the points limits there, and then you do another battle, which is like the main army of like an empire has come to try and stop them or whatever, and then you have like a big battle in the end, and then yeah, very cool. Yep, yeah. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, and for other stuff that I'm painting up, I do have. What do I have? I have a hell cannon that I still have to paint up. It's assembled, just gotta paint it. And I have my dragon ogres already painted. I do want to get. I want to get some chaos trolls to be honest. Even though they're not, I know they're not gonna be that great. I just like the idea of the chaos trolls. I think they are cool. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm heading right now, at least with Warriors of Chaos. And I want to get a giant spawn just because the giant spawn are also beautiful models. The giant spawn because of it. Oh, that's one that I'll probably 100% get someone to help paint for me just because I want those bigger models that really stand out on the table, those centerpiece models. Those are the ones I tend to want to like. I want to focus more time and effort on, or to get someone to paint because people are looking at them a lot more closely and they show up a lot more on camera. And to paint up the champion. Yeah, very true. Very true. But I like how the Chaos Trolls, like even though they're not the greatest looking models, they look a lot different compared to other trolls. So I'll probably do that just so they stand out more. I definitely like the I think my favorite god to go with is probably I like game wise is Nurgle, just because man is that rerolling a sixes ever powerful. But thematic wise, I always loved Zinch. Zinch is probably my favorite. That's when I did my very first Chaos Army was a Zinch theme and just did heavy magic. I like that a lot. So I'm not sure really what I'm going to dedicate stuff to, but I'm painting them all right now as if they are undivided, so that I can kind of just, like I said, I'm not really pigeonholed and doing one god just because of how they look. But to me, Nurgle is the rules wise. Nurgle to me is probably the best. Oh, nice. Yeah, I the aspiring champion is for 70 points is kind of mad to me. Like you don't get enough of a bonus for having aspiring champion around. Just take more chaos warriors. Mind you, I haven't really looked too much into Warriors of Chaos to be honest, so I'm probably missing something. But beautiful, beautiful. Oh no. Okay. Just a piece of dust. So my next goal for this channel is I would love to get recognized by Games Workshop. That'd be really fun to be part of their um, partner program. And I understand that a lot of people are hesitant about the partner program. They say that you are restricted in what you can say, which 100% is a thing. Like it's unfortunate that with all the leaks that happen with Games Workshop stuff, that it really does um, hurt. I guess hurt the people who are stuck with the NDA and all that stuff. But for someone like myself, who I am not looking to do the newest thing all the time, I don't mind, and I would love the support from Games Workshop so that I can at least have some pre-recorded stuff ready to go when it is time to actually release the content. I'm thinking the next time I do one of these paint chats, what I'll do is I'll hop in Discord, and then people can join me in voice chat there. The members can join me in voice chat, and we can have just actual voice chats. I think that'll be a good time. Mind you, one thing to consider is that your voice will be on the live stream, so we do need to watch our what we say. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I really appreciate the community that we built here at Black Social Studios, and love talking with you, talking Warhammer. It's a good time. Now my kids are gonna be home soon. I really wonder, do I have it set up here? Or no? Okay, I do have noise suppression. I'm really interested to see how the noise suppression does with the kiddos being home soon, if you can hear them, because I'm always so worried about a live stream or anything that I'm doing is that the when the kids get home, they are quite loud. So I want to see if you can hear it on the camera and see how good the noise suppression from OBS is, and the mics themselves. Now, what is that I'm seeing? Like this part right here. It's obviously not part of the cloak because it's not furry, but I'm just curious as what that is. I have to find a picture of it to see. I also think I need to like. So my buddy Gavin, Gavin, Kyle, and Patty, they all leave their armies here, and they allow me to use them on the stream, which is fantastic. But I think eventually I need to start doing like I'm not sure of which of those armies which I would want to start painting. I think orcs and goblins. I really want to do like a straight forest goblin theme. I think that'd be really interesting doing just all spiders. No matter how, I know it's not going to be great because I know the Ragnarok spider is way overcosted for what it does, but I still like the model and I think it's cool. So I'm probably gonna do that for my orc and goblin list. Is just start off with a straight uh spider theme. I think that makes a lot of sense. It'll be a lot of fun. I feel like everyone does night goblin theme stuff, and with good reason. Fanatics are absolutely amazing, but I want to do the forest theme, the yeah, the forest goblin stuff. I hope they come out with a different goblin kit too, because like the main goblin kit is so basic looking. I want ones that have the extra features where you can make them look more foresty. Let's see how this video upload is doing real quick. Do, do. Oh, looks like it's been uploaded. It's just waiting for processing. Fantastic. Yeah, so like I said, members, there's a members only bat rep going up right now. It's just sitting at processing. So by later on today, it should be available for you guys with those that have memberships to the channel. For those that do not have memberships to the channel, you're going to be there should be another battle report that's going to be going up this Sunday for you for the public bat reps. So you can watch out for that as well. What just happened? That's actually something I want to get for this army too. Is a demon prince there tomorrow. I think, especially with the renegade rules, the demon princes are a heck of a lot of fun. I was gonna swear there, but are a heck of a lot of fun. The added regen save makes them super tanky. I like it. Let's just say tanky because you're still going to take your warp spawn, demon demonic instability, whatever it is, from them. But it's just the extra save against shooting that is really nice. That's what I always try to do whenever time someone feels a demon prince is just shoot the ever living crap out of it until it's no longer an issue. Are you going with a certain theme there for your high elves, or are you just doing a straight up general list? Oh, another thing I'm super excited about is Cubicle 7's old world role playing game. My goodness. This is actually the Warhammer Fantasy one right here, this box that my camera is on. Um, I'm really excited for the new one. And because what that does is because it seems like GW isn't really pumping out novels or anything for Old World, at least not right now. This will really open up the lore of the Old World through this role playing game, which I'm excited about. It'd be really fun to kind of like incorporate, you know, a uh, a game of the RPG game into eventually culminating into a big battle in Warhammer. That'd be kind of cool. Like, you start off as just like some lowly captain or of the Empire that you're going on quests and doing whatever. And you get like promoted as you go through your campaign. Eventually, you find yourself being the general of an empire, leading an army, and then that leads you to a massive battle where you're commanding the forces and whatnot. I think that'd be so cool. So you go from real like micro focus to like a macro focus. That'd be really neat. Oh, nice. Yep, that's cool. The War of the Beard, you pointy eared trash. Sorry, I'm very much more of a dwarf player than I am an elf player. All this texture makes it a little bit of a pain in the butt to really get into the recesses of all the fur. Yeah, I can honestly say in like any game that I play, any like even computer game, tabletop game, RPG setting, elves really just for whatever reason, elves do not tickle my fancy, and I don't know why. I must have some kind of just natural aversion to the pointy ears. Oh yeah, Dark Elves are actually I lied. Dark Elves is I played them in seventh edition. Um, that's kind of my go to for seventh edition of fantasy. Um, they are kind of cool. They're just the emo elves, if you will. I do like their big beasties and stuff that they get. I think those are really cool. I like any army that has big beasties. Yes, excellent. Excellent fur. Unfortunately, he does not have the boots with the fur. Well, it's always nice adding that different element to the game, right? Where everything is very much, for the most part, the very same like height. You have like your stuff that ranges anywhere from like I don't know what are they like an inch to an inch and a half high. I guess this is more than maybe 2 inches high. But then you start adding like that different element, and it really changes the look of the battlefield when you have like this giant gorgon or whatever on the battlefield. It's really cool, especially when you play like a really cool like terrain board. Then you have them towering over different things and really adding that kind of cool atmosphere. Oh, we almost got all of this here done. And it's gonna be ready for some washes for the fur and the horns anyway. Heck yeah. Ah, thanks, Smart. They're coming along bit by bit. Like I said, I still have 16 more of the great weapon ones to do. So I bought the upgrade kit from Games Workshop for the great weapons. So I got 16 more of those to do, and then I don't know. We'll go to something. What should I move on to after that? Probably do a chariot. I think I'll do a chariot next. Get those going. To be honest, I might just do chariots after these warriors, regardless, just to split it up. So basically what I'm doing is getting all of my models to like a tabletop standard, and then I'll go back once because I'm focusing more on just getting more and more stuff ready to go for video recording, and then I'll go back and do all the really nice highlights and everything afterwards, because I just want to get more and more content pushed out for you guys. And that's the plan anyways. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. I think a lot of people think I do this full time, and the expectation of what I put on is very high. I mean, I try my best, but this is definitely not my main source of income. So I got to be able to split my time up between painting and family stuff and work, having a social life on top of that. I mean, playing Warhammer, that essentially is my social life anyway. To see my buddies who come over, we hang out, play some Warhammer, roll some dice. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Oh, I actually forgot something that was on the channel. Shout out to Justin as well. He was on the channel. He was the one that brought the beautifully painted trolls and chaos dwarves on the channel. If you guys haven't seen that battle report yet, go back. Probably would have been in July, so it was just post fac. Um, and he came down from Toronto with his troll horde and his what are they called, the chaos dwarfs. And my goodness, they are fantastic. He's actually he is a golden demon winner. I can't remember what year it was, but he is a golden demon winner with his paint job. So he does fantastic work. All right then. Let's get on to some washes. So I'll do him last because he's probably not dry yet. And for this, we are going to use, what are I using this one? Probably Agrax Earthshade, I imagine I used. I think. Yeah, we'll try it out. See what it does. Talent in a bottle. Just add that nice little depth and get in all the crevices there. And then we'll go back with a dry brush over top of all the high areas and really pull it out. I feel like I'm like a Bob Ross, for those that remember Bob Ross back in the day. May he rest in peace. I remember being sick from school a bunch of days and just sitting there with my grandma watching Bob Ross as he paints pictures. Or paints, yeah, what pictures? Sure, why not? The friendly little bush that he always managed to find. I'm just going to put that friendly little bush right there. Bob Ross reminded me very much of like being like the Martha Stewart of the painting world, you know, just a very calm, soothing voice. Always supportive. Yeah, it looks nice. Nice and dirtied up. We all know Warriors of Chaos would not have the cleanest furs out there. They'd be all scuffed up and dirty and probably full of blood. Not to mention, God knows what else they would use their robes for. Get into the little recesses of the horns as well. Bring out that detail. The thing I like to do too. I wouldn't mind taking like a course on painting as well. Get a little bit better, more proficient. I agree, man. Need more people with positive outlooks that are just there to support people. Heck yeah, that looks all right. At least for me, that looks all right. I'm sure there's gonna be people out there gonna be like, "That's not good. You didn't do a great job." And I'll be like, you know what? That's all right. You paint your way, I'll paint my way. That's the thing. I will never, ever, ever shame anyone for any paint job that they do because you know what? They're painting their models, and that's the important thing. I always try to support people no matter what their skill levels are with painting. Oh no, I think I touched that when it was wet. That's okay. The edge highlight we'll fix that up. I always try to support people with their painting. So it depends what you're using them for. So depending on the model, something like this has so many little ridges and everything to get into. I'm just doing a wash over the whole thing. But a lot of times you want to try and just getting in the recesses of certain things for your washes. Because otherwise it's going to tint the colors that are all around. But because this is so full of texture, there's no real way, unless I want to spend a meticulous amount of time, be very meticulous about it, is to go in between each fold. But yeah, The main thing you gotta worry about with washes is overdoing it with washes, because otherwise when they dry, they almost create like a glossy look, depending on how thick you apply them. Because basically what you're doing with washes is they're doing the shading for you, right? They're because it's a very thin liquid, they are getting into in all the cracks and recesses and everything like that that the model has. So they'll pool darker on the bottom on the deeper things and stay a little bit lighter on the top. But then that's when you come in also with your highlight, whether it be a dry brush or your edge highlight, to really separate the different color, the different darknesses in the model. Because when you start doing dry brushing, right, because that just picks out the super high parts. So then you've got your super light on top. Then you've got for the flat spots, you've got like your medium color, and then in the recesses, it becomes that's where it sells, becomes very dark, and that gives you a lot of depth of color. Now that being said, I'm not good at any of this stuff. I'm just doing what I think looks great. So there's definitely gonna be people who are gonna tell you the proper way to do all of this, but I'm doing what works for me. And just like for you, you should do what works for you. Because in the end, it's your models, paint them however you want. But yeah, so it's sitting there as it dries. It's going to dry a little bit darker as well. With the Agrax Earthshade, that's what I find dries darker. So it's all pooling right now. So it tinted the higher parts up here, but then I don't know if you can really see. Oh, that's actually not too bad. There you go. And it's pooling in all of these little recesses. It's pooling all in here right now, and that'll dry dark. At least it should. Oh, my kids are home. I'm not sure if you can hear them. So, anyways, yeah, that's kind of how I do my washes anyway. We're gonna let that dry. It does take a little bit of time for your washes to dry. The main thing you don't want to do is rush the painting after, because what will happen is that if there's any sort of liquid there of the paint that's left, it's literally just gonna streak that all across your model and change the color of your paint, especially if it's light. So you want to make sure that this dries like 100% before you go and do anything else. Can you hear anything in the background right now? I'm generally curious at how good the noise cancellation is. Thanks, Samara. Thanks for sticking around. It's really fun chatting with you as always. And we'll see you later. I'm almost done here anyway. Once I put these washes on, I think. But yeah. My kids stamp around. You just think there's a herd of elephants upstairs. Anyone else's kids do that? Where they have no idea how much they're stamping their feet into the ground? Not bad. We've had about 120 people filter in and out of here today. That's awesome. Whether you stayed around for 2 minutes or you stayed around for an hour, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming to check out this stream. Again, I know there's better painters out there for you guys to watch and whatnot, but I appreciate you guys spending time with me today. This has been it's been great. It's always nice to have some company while you're doing something as mundane and tedious as this. So I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Someone's chatting here. Let's see what we got. Oh, there we go. Your members only battle report, folks. That is currently live. It just went live now. So if you, oh no! Well, that's not the first. That surely won't be the last. Oh, so very sad when that happens. But it's not the end of the world. I'm on the camera. What's up, sweetie? Can you help me open my water bottle? 100% I can. I can't open it. No problem. There you go. Thank you, because I'm getting ready for jiu-jitsu. Okay, sounds good. Have fun in jiu-jitsu. Okay, bye. Bye. No, Dale. Hey, man, I don't blame you. It's very relaxing, and thank you for being here with me. I'm sure you're probably doing the same thing in painting right now while you watch me paint, and you're like, and yeah. So, thank you. Okay. Now the question is, was that caught on camera? Oh yeah, it definitely was. Oh boy. Sorry, just doing quick little edits to the battle report. Perfect. All right, so that's upload, no problem. Like I said, guys, if you are a member of Black Sun Studios, go ahead and head over to the to YouTube and to the channel to go check out your members only battle report for this month. It is now live, where you can see the Empire of Man taking on the High Elf Realms over a mining dispute. Go check that out. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Before I lost half of my Agrax shade. That's not the right brush. Yes, Muffin. I can help you. I can help you. Oh, you like really filled it? Yeah, you did. No problem. We'll fix it up for you.
Sorry, dripping on.
That's okay. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was just like kind of nervous.
You're all set.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll just use this to wipe that up. Bye. Yep.
How long did you stay there for?
An hour. Yep. Well, school's a lot longer than an hour. School's like 6 hours.
I did not. Daddy, when do you film again?
Well, tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
We had to go upstairs. When does Mom have a day off?
Not till the weekend.
The day off?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Clean that up there. And can you do me a favor, love? Can you put that in the garbage for me? Thank you. The kiddos are adorable. At least I think so. Bye, sweetie. I use a little bit too much here. All right, Mr. Champion, you are next. Normally I would have my paint handle here doing this, but my paint handle unfortunately is boxed away underneath a bunch of other stuff right now. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate you, bud. Just grinding away in some Warriors of Chaos right now. So this is what did these a little while ago. Just gotta finish the faces on them, and I'm gonna call them done. Well, it's kind of the direction I'm going with all of my Warriors of Chaos here. Going for very much of a undivided look. So. I mean, it's no FK painting, quality, but I do my best. They may be, but they live on forever in my heart. Okay, those are some great dudes that were part of FK painting. They will always be remembered and treasured. Thanks, buddy. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so I gotta let that dry now, and then we can move on to doing all the brass colors, so like this color here, and doing all of that on where it needs to go on the horns, the knees, all that stuff. I want to say, what did I use there? Is that just? I don't think it's. Is it just hash put? I know. I think it's just hash put copper I used before. That's probably it, or maybe Balthazar gold. It's pretty dark, but I think I did use a wash on to darken it up. I'll figure it out later. Either way, guys, I think that's going to be it for me for now. I'm going to get back to this painting probably tonight, but now that the kiddos are home, I'm going to spend a little bit of time with them before they go off to the jiu-jitsu class. So thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around with me and checking this out. I will do more of these in the future because I love spending time with you guys and passes the time with the painting. So as always, everyone, happy wargaming.